I'm Adam Kuby. I am an artist. I focus mostly on public art in public spaces. Our public spaces are important cultural spaces, and they need to reflect the community. We need symbols, landmarks, more connection to where we live, more beauty, more places that provide us opportunities to reflect and go a little deeper. I definitely feel a strong connection to plants, nature, ecology. Early on, I really wanted to find a way to bring my art and care of the environment and interest in the environment into alignment, using growing trees in my sculptures, engaging with the ecology and the geology and the topography of places that I work in. I did this project in Boulder, Colorado called 55 Degrees, which brings the geometry and the angles and the orientation of the iconic Flatiron mountain range into downtown Boulder. For this project, visiting Chadron and western Nebraska for the first time, I really was just so struck by the beautiful landscape, topography, and I'm just loving being out in western Nebraska. I also like to connect with what humans are doing. I was drawn to the collections as part of it. The herbarium collection is quite extensive. There's so much paleontology and geology and Holocene mammalian fossil beds around here. The Ogallala Aquifer underground, one of the largest aquifers, maybe the largest aquifer in North America. I got a lot of, info from the community here. So I put all that in the hopper and let it stew and marinate. And the idea I came up with was really to imagine the site, which is a sloped hill, as a place for field studies. The idea formed of trying to create something that felt like kind of bringing above ground some of the disciplines and excavation sites that students or scientists in the area might be working on. So the piece is called Fieldworks, and it highlights 3 different collections and disciplines at the center. So I decided to work with steel, specifically Corten steel, because it doesn't need to get painted and it rusts and it has a kind of natural earthy color. I wanted to work with steel so that I could try to show the topography's contour lines, to kind of get in plan view a snaking form that evoked the hydrology and the river topography of this area. The sculptures ended up taking these cascading, swirling, moving steel forms that kind of move down the hillside. Usually graphics are just represented in a flat way, and here the graphics are on this very curving, undulating, organic shape. I tried to keep the graphics on the sculptures at a kind of a datum across the sculpture, which I thought was very important because the rest of the sculptures are going like this and going like this, as a reference to an actual field site excavation, but also just conceptually and formally to have these kind of horizontal elements amidst all of this movement and change. The cutout forms on the sculptures are best seen with like a backlit, lighter background. When I was modeling it, on my computer, I was able to change the sun angles and see what it looked like with the sun behind it or with the sun in front of it. It'll be great to see how the light comes through the cutout elements. They're not all going to be visible all at the same time, just depending on angle and what's behind it. And at night, the lights of the building may come through. It's always exciting and a little bit stressful and sometimes terrifying when something goes in because you've planned all this. You never really know until it goes in, which is one of the things about large-scale art and public art that is different from doing something in your studio where you can really see what it's going to look like before it goes out into a gallery or a museum. Yeah, you just try to factor in everything you think you can think of and hope that it looks as good as it does on the model. I'm always excited to look and see how I can engage the public in different levels of interaction. For this project, it's mostly a visual interaction, looking through these sculptures as one moves through the path, as one is inside the building looking out. I thought the best move was really to create something that was going to change as you move through it with multi-element sculptures. The relationships between them change from depending on your angle and your orientation and your viewpoint. And I think that keeps people engaged in a certain way.